The climate of southwest England is classed as oceanic according to the Köppen climate classification. The oceanic climate is typified by cool winters with warmer summers and precipitation all year round, with more experienced in winter. Annual rainfall is about 1,000 millimeters and up to 2,000 millimeters on higher ground. Summer maxima averages range from 18 degrees Celsius to 22 degrees Celsius, and winter minima averages range from 1 degree Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius across the southwest. It is the second windiest area of the United Kingdom, the majority of winds coming from the southwest and northeast. Government organizations predict the area will experience a rise in temperature and become the hottest region in the United Kingdom. Inland areas of low altitude experience the least amount of precipitation. They have the highest summer maxima temperatures, but winter minima are lower than those of the coast. Snowfalls are more frequent in comparison to the coast, but less so in comparison to higher ground. They experience the lowest wind speeds, and the total sunshine hours are between those of the coast and the moors. This typical climate of inland areas is more noticeable the further northeast into the region. In comparison to inland areas, the coast experiences high minimum temperatures, especially in winter, and slightly lower maximum temperatures during the summer. Rainfall is lowest at the coast and snowfall there is rarer than the rest of the region. Coastal areas are the windiest parts of the peninsula and they receive the most sunshine. The general coastal climate becomes more prevalent further southwest into the region. The southwest has areas of moorland inland such as Bodmin Moor, Darton Moor and Exmoor. Because of the high altitude they experience lower temperatures and more precipitation than the rest of the southwest. Both of these factors also result in the highest levels of snowfall and the lowest levels of sunshine. Exposed areas of the moors are windier than the lowlands and can be almost as windy as the coast. Definition. Information in this article relates to the Met Office definition of southwest England, which covers Cornwall, Devon, Somerset, North Somerset, Bath and northeast Somerset, South Gloucestershire, the city of Bristol and the Isles of Scilly. This is a smaller area than the UK government Southwest England region, which also covers Gloucestershire, Wiltshire and Dorset. The region is also sometimes loosely described as the West Country. Temperature. The southwest experiences a seasonal temperature variation, although it is less extreme than most of the United Kingdom. This is because the sea is in closer proximity to inland areas of the southwest than inland areas of most of the United Kingdom, and the sea has less seasonal temperature variance. The sea is coldest between February and March. As a result, Cornwall and Devon are coldest in February, with daily minima ranging from 1.5 degrees Celsius in inland Devon to 5 degrees Celsius on the Isles of Scilly. The sea has less influence towards the northeast of the region, causing January to be the coldest month, with mean minimum temperatures from 1 degree Celsius to 2 degrees Celsius. In the months of July and August, daily maxima range from about 19 degrees Celsius on the coast of Cornwall to 21 degrees Celsius across inland areas of the northeast. The sea surrounding the southwest peninsula has the highest annual mean temperature of any sea in the United Kingdom, with a temperature close to 11 degrees Celsius to 12 degrees Celsius. Coastal areas of Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly experience annual mean temperatures similar to that of the sea, as the prevailing wind is from the sea towards the northeast of the region. The annual mean temperature decreases and is closer to 10 degrees Celsius, 15 degrees Fahrenheit. The sea's influence on annual temperature range is highest in West Cornwall, where the range is approximately 9 degrees Celsius, 14 degrees Fahrenheit. In the northeast of the region, the range is approximately 12 degrees Celsius, 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Inland areas are affected by their altitude. The mean temperature decreases as altitude increases. Prince Anand, with an altitude of 414 meters, has a mean temperature of 8 degrees Celsius. The sea's influence in the southwest usually prevents cold temperatures. However, temperatures can plummet during periods of cold easterly airflow, all of which have been recorded in January. In 1987, the minimum temperature recorded at St. Morwen, Cornwall was -9 degrees Celsius and -7.2 degrees Celsius was noted on the Isles of Scilly. Inland areas have experienced even colder conditions with -15 degrees Celsius at Exeter International Airport, Devon in 1958 and at Bastreet, Cornwall in 1979. Further to the northeast of the region, temperatures reached -16.1 degrees Celsius in Yeovilton, Somerset in 1982. Extremely high temperatures are rare in the southwest. Their occurrence is caused by southeasterly airflow that blows hot air from mainland Europe, combined with strong summer sunshine. The hottest recorded temperature in the southwest is 35.4 degrees Celsius on the 3rd of August 1990, at Saunton Sands, Devon. Sunshine. Average annual sunshine totals rise above 1,600 hours along the coast. High totals are recorded on the region's southern coast at the English Channel than on its northern coast along the Bristol Channel. 1,400–1,600 hours of annual sunshine are to be expected in inland areas of the southwest. In June 1925, the highest monthly sunshine totals were recorded, 381.7 hours at Pendennis Point, Cornwall, and 334.8 hours at Long Ashton, Somerset. During the winter months, which of the dullest, less than 20 hours of monthly sunshine have occasionally been recorded. In December 1998 there were 20 days without sun recorded at Yeovilton. In general, June is the sunniest month because the days are at the longest, and December is the dullest. The Azores high-pressure system affects the southwest of England as it extends northeastwards towards the British Isles. The Azores is more influential in summer. The high pressure reduces cloud cover through the process of subsidence. In spring and summer, the sea is cool compared to the air temperature, causing less convective cloud cover. The convective cloud forms more frequently inland, especially on higher ground such as Dartmoor, Exmoor and Bodmin Moor, thus reducing the amount of sunshine. Coastal areas of the southwest have more hours of sunshine. Rainfall. Most of the rainfall in the southwest is caused by Atlantic depressions or by convection. Most of the rainfall in autumn and winter is caused by the Atlantic depressions, which is when they are most active. In summer, a large proportion of the rainfall is caused by sun heating the ground, leading to convection and to showers and thunderstorms. The Isles of Scilly have annual rainfall totals of about 850 to 900 millimeters. Coastal areas of Cornwall and Devon typically receive 900 to 1,000 millimeters of rainfall annually. The altitude increases the amount of rainfall. Highland areas are cooler, causing moist air to cool below the dew point as it rises over high ground, forming clouds and then rain. Princetown is 23 kilometers from Plymouth and 403 meters high, and has double the rainfall. Areas that fall in the rain shadows of higher ground have low levels of rainfall, 800 millimeters near Exeter and 700 millimeters in parts of central Somerset. The Mendip Hills to the northeast of the region receive over 1,100 millimeters per year, and the Bath-Bristol area receives receives around 800 to 900 millimeters. The sea reaches its highest temperature in late summer, autumn, and its lowest in late winter, spring. As a result, the highest rainfall can be expected in autumn and lowest in spring. The months with the most rainfall are in autumn and winter. Monthly rainfall can be variable. On the coast, most months have recorded less than 20 millimeters, and some months less than 10 millimeters at some point. The wettest station of the region, Princetown, has recorded 7 millimeters of rain during May. The number of days with at least 1 millimeter of rainfall correlates to the pattern of quantity of rainfall. In late spring, summer, 9 to 10 days per month recorded rain in coastal areas, 7 to 9 days in the northeast, and 12-13 days at high altitude. In winter these values increase to 15-16 on the coast, 12-13 in the northeast, and over 18 days in high altitude. Very heavy rainfall, spanning 5 to 15 hours, is rare in the southwest. Such incidences include the Lynmouth disaster of the 15th of August 1952, caused by 228 millimeters of rainfall falling locally on Exmoor over 12 hours. Also, on the 8th of June 1957, 203 millimeters fell at Camelford, Cornwall, and in June 1917, 243 millimeters fell in 13 hours in Bruton, Somerset. The North Cornish village of Boscastle was flooded on the 16th of August 2004. A peak hourly rainfall of 80 millimeters was recorded. Approximately 100 people had to be rescued by helicopter and 116 cars were swept out to sea. From December 2013 onwards, the Somerset level suffered severe flooding as part of the wider winter storms of 2013-14 in the United Kingdom. The levels are a low-lying area around 10 to 12 feet above mean sea level, which have been prone to flooding from fresh water and occasional salt water inundations. People have attempted to drain the area for hundreds of years. During December 2013 and January 2014, heavy rainfall led to extensive flooding with over 600 houses and 17,000 acres of agricultural land, including Northmoor, Gurry and Haymoors and Greyleg, affected. The village of Thorney was abandoned and Muchelney cut off. Snowfall. Snowfall normally occurs between November and April, and short snowfalls can occur between October and May on higher ground. The snow usually only settles between the months of December and March. Snow rarely falls when temperatures are greater than 4 degrees Celsius, and for snow to settle, temperatures must normally be lower than 4 degrees Celsius. In the southwest, the number of days of snowfall increases with altitude. Per approximately every 100 meters increase in altitude, the number of days of snow falling increases by 5 days. From 1979 to 2000, on average there were fewer than 10 days per winter in which snow fell in the islands of the southwest and the coastal areas of Devon and Cornwall, and slightly more than 10 days on average near to the Severn estuary. Inland areas received between 8 to 15 days of snow falling. More days of snowfall were noted, particularly to the northeast. Some upland areas received, on average, over 25 days per year of snow falling. Similarly to the ratio of days of snow falling to altitude, the number of days in which snow settles on the ground increases by 5 days per every 100 meters increase in altitude. In the southwest, it is rare that snow settles on the ground. From 1979 to 2000 on average, lowland areas did not record any lying snow in 1 out of every 3 years. During this period, snow settled, on average, fewer than 3 days per year across the Isles of Scilly and on the coasts of Devon and Cornwall. Inland areas had an average of 5 to 10 days of snow lying per year, and, as with the days of snow falling, this was higher towards the northeast of the region. More than 20 days of snow lying can be expected on the high grounds of Dartmoor and Exmoor. The southwest, although the mildest region of the British Isles, has been affected by some of the most severe blizzards. Blizzards are a rare occurrence in the United Kingdom, but can occur when especially cold easterly winds from the continent meet an Atlantic depression, causing a prolonged snowstorm and high winds. This occurred in February 1978, when 50 centimetres of snow accumulated in inland Devon and 90 centimetres on Dartmoor and Exmoor, causing by -2 degrees Celsius winds at 25 knots. In January 1982, snowdrifts were 1 metre deep around the Bristol area. Convective showers on the 12th of January 1987 left parts of Cornwall with deep snow, 35 centimetres at Falmouth, 39 centimetres Penzance and 23 centimetres on the Isles of Scilly. Wind. The southwest is the second most exposed area of the United Kingdom, second to Western Scotland. The strong winds are caused by deep depressions across or close to the British Isles. Winds are stronger in the winter half year as the depression's strength and frequency increase. The lightest mean wind speeds are in summer. The speed of peak gusts and mean wind speed follow a similar pattern throughout the year. Mean wind speeds are generally lower to the northeast of the region and in inland areas. Yeovilton, lowland Somerset, has a mean wind speed that is 2/3 that of St Morgan in coastal Cornwall. An increase in altitude in inland areas generally increases the mean wind speed. Similar wind speeds are recorded on the highest parts of Exmoor and Dartmoor as on the coast. The majority, and the strongest, of the winds are from the southwest and northeast as Atlantic depressions pass from west to east over the United Kingdom. When an Atlantic depression reaches the United Kingdom, winds usually blow from the south of southwest, and they change to west and northwest when the depression leaves. If a depression passes along the English Channel, strong winds can occur from the east and northeast. Due to anticyclogenesis over Scandinavia, the majority of winds in spring are from the northeast. Coastal areas of the southwest usually experience calmer, very light winds that do not have a classifiable wind direction less than 6% of the time. This figure is 15% in the northeast and inland areas. Islands and exposed headlands have the highest number of days per year of gale force winds. A gale force wind is defined as being at least 34 knots, which is 8 on the modern Beaufort scale. Gales are recorded approximately 24 days per year in the Isles of Scilly and coastal Cornwall. Further northeast and further inland, the number of days decreases. Plymouth, coastal Devon, receives 16 days, Yeovilton, Somerset, receives 7, and Long Ashton, northwest Somerset, receives 4. Wind speeds can vary on local topography. Wooded or urban areas sheltered by hills receive fewer days of gales and lower wind speeds. On the 15th of December 1979, there were gusts of 91 knots at Lizard Point, Cornwall, 99 knots at St Mary's, Isles of Scilly, and 103 knots at Gwinnett Head, Cornwall. Widespread winds from the Burnsday storm on the 25th of January 1990 overturned vehicles and damaged buildings. It caused the highest wind speed during the 1971 to 2001 period to be recorded in two stations, 84 knots at Plymouth and 85 knots at St Morgan. 79 knots was recorded on top of a building in Bristol, as well as 74 knots at Exeter Exeter International Airport and 68 knots at Yeovilton. At Plymouth, the maximum hourly mean speed was 60 knots and at Yeovilton, 45 knots. The Bristol Channel floods on the 30th of January 1607 apparently caused many thousand deaths and may have destroyed several small harbours. The cause of it is disputed to be either a European windstorm or a tsunami. Future. According to a study by the Met Office, within 40 years the average temperature is likely to increase by 2 degrees Celsius in the southwest, and the average warmest summer day will increase by 3 degrees Celsius, to be 31 degrees Celsius. It predicts that the region will have one of the highest annual temperatures in the United Kingdom, and there will be an estimated 53 millimeters increase in winter precipitation. The rise in temperature could lead to outdoor citrus cultivation being possible. Sea level rises could cause spring tides to rise over many of the region's harbour walls and an increase in sea level by about 40 centimetres at Newlyn. Following the announcement, the government of the United Kingdom called on the local authorities and other organisations to prepare for the consequences. All major government investments will have to consider the risks as a result of future climate change. A report from the Environment Agency said that, over the next 25 years, investment would need to double for the building and upkeep of flood defences in order to maintain the current levels of flood protection and counter the effects of climate change. Flooding from rivers and the sea currently puts 65,369 properties at risk in Devon and Cornwall, 29,577 of which are at significant risk. Current flood defense schemes protect some of these properties from flooding. Richard Creswell, the regional director for the Environment Agency in the Southwest, said, "The latest UK climate change data shows that the risk of flooding and coastal erosion will continue to increase in future due to rising sea levels and more frequent and heavy storms. £357 million on flood risk management in Cornwall, Devon, Dorset, Somerset, South Gloucestershire and Wiltshire has been spent since 2002, which includes spending continuing into 2009-10. Rising sea levels are likely to cause more flooding on the Somerset levels. Since 1990, the Drainage Board has been charged with looking at the Rhines, cleaning them out and keeping them clear, with the Environment Agency overseeing the work. With rising sea levels, the work required to maintain the current sea defences is likely to become more expensive, and it has been proposed by Ian Little Granger that 2 inland seas are created. Climate charts.